Hey everyone, this is your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, Corinne Lafont, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And it's a beautiful day here in Trinidad and Tobago. We have had a bit of a quarrel between the rain and the sun, but it's okay, it's all good. Um, I always start my show off with gratitude. I am so thankful to be here. It's another day, and for us to be around and alive to witness the beauty of the world and people and still interact and live out our purpose, I think is something that no matter what the challenges may be or are, that you should be grateful for every or thankful for every moment, second in your life. Yes? And I want to welcome today my two guests. They're looking like a beautiful young couple, Barry and Catherine Cohen. And let me tell you a bit about them. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to attract your ideal client. Yes, let me repeat that, how to attract your ideal client. So this is really for persons who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, female entrepreneurs, or what they call femtrepreneurs or fementrepreneurs. I don't know what is the term they have now. Or if you're just starting in your business, which is good if you're jumping in at that point, because now you'll be able to know how to strategize your business, what you need to do to be able to attract your ideal client. And you need to understand what an ideal client is. So we'll get more into that. But let me tell you a bit about Barry and Catherine. So Barry and Catherine Cohen are business strategists, micro business experts, workshop facilitators, and speakers. They have built from the ground up 3 successful businesses. Cohen Coaching was born out of the years of working with, coaching, creating, and assisting business owners like yourselves and me to get past the problem behind the problem. Let me repeat that. To get past the problem behind the problem, which means there's a problem behind the problem. So you're getting past that. Okay? It's always a challenge when you decide to go out on your own. First, I congratulate anyone who decides to go out on their own. I think it's a big leap of faith, and it's saying, you're coming out of your comfort zone, because we can't get very comfortable in being an employee, that sort of mode of thinking. And it's against all odds, because most of the time we don't have people who support us, and I'm sure Barry and Catherine can attest to this. There are people who will tell you all sorts of things. It's a bad idea, it doesn't work, it's whatever, and you go against the odds to become your own business owner. So, welcome officially to Barry and Catherine Cohen to Between the Lines.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here.
Thank you for having us, Corinne.
Yes, it's great to have you. So we're going to jump right into it.
Okay.
How to attract, and that's a key word there, attract your ideal client, which is another keyword, ideal client. Mm-hmm. So let's start off with, let's make some assumptions. Use me as an example, or use yourself, obviously. So we are into business, different types of business. So it doesn't matter what business somebody could be in. It can be a product type business or service type business. It doesn't matter. Or it could be consultancy, coaching, whatever. Now, we are in business. We have to make money.
Yep.
We make the money through getting clients. Now, people just go for clients. Whoever pays them, it doesn't matter where the money comes from. You just want to get the money, because you may have invested in software. Let's say you set up a brick and mortar business. Let's say even online, you're working from home, in your kitchen and your bedroom, in your room or wherever you are, on the floor, wherever. And you have expenses, and you need to cover. Not only that, you have to take care of your family, you have to take care of yourself. You have left your job, or you're planning to leave your job, and you want to do that or let's say you want to move into 2020 into full-time business. So we're starting today, having a plan between now and the end of the year. So we're looking for a client, as many clients as possible. We don't care, we want the money. But you are talking about an ideal client. Explain what the ideal client is. How do you identify them? And then how to find them.
Well, let's start with this. We take it actually one step further. We want you to attract your ideal high-paying client.
Whoa, you've really gone much further there, Barry. Your
Well,
ideal high-paying client.
Because the purpose is to attract those clients that are going to become your raving fans, the ones that are going to refer other people to you,
That's
the
right.
ones that when you come out with a new product or service, they already know the quality that you give, the service that you provide. They already know that, and they're there ready with their credit card to hand it to you. No questions asked. That is your ideal high-paying client.
Okay, now let's stick a pin there. Now remember, we're assuming somebody's now starting. They don't know about your, the service that you're delivering. They may know you. Yeah, they may know you and say, well, I know Barry, I know Catherine, and they're good people. They may have worked with you. They may have worked with you before in another capacity, let's say at the same workplace, and you may be offering a similar type of what you were doing before. And they may say, well, I know the quality of their work, but now you're going into business, and somehow potential clients or prospects feel that there's a how do you call that? A distance between the person that they know as an employee as opposed to the person who is going into business. It's like, but you know me, you know what I can do. You tell me how can somebody going into that, how do they get over that glitch? Let's call it that.
Okay, so you're kind of jumping ahead of where we take our clients and where we advise people to go. But the short answer is people get to know you by the content that you put out and the amount of information that you give them, that people start to go, okay, yeah, this person knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Before that, you said something very key. When you were doing the introduction, you said, now you're in business for yourself and now you want just clients. No, you don't want just clients. So the very, very, very first thing that we advise anyone to do is to create their avatar, because just clients isn't going to help you. Just clients isn't going to say, just clients aren't the people who are going to say, okay, Corrine knows what she's talking about. Corrine understands, her business. She understands my business, my needs. So the very first thing that they have to do is create an avatar. An avatar is an imaginary friend that represents all of your best clients, whether you have any clients or not. Who is the client that is best served by your product or service? And that's the very first thing that we suggest, is that you take time out and you say, who is my avatar? Who is this one person? And sometimes it's a couple, but who's this one person that is best served by what it is that I do, what it is that I give? And that is where you start, because when you've defined that person, everything else follows. Then everybody who is similar or has a lot of attributes of that person, they begin to hear your message.
Okay.
And that,
yeah, I get you. You said something that sent me back a little bit. You said your imaginary friend. Now we know, growing up as kids, when your children had an imaginary friend, and that was a negative thing. Who are you talking to? Who are you? What are you saying? They had this imaginary friend. That had a negative connotation. You used to say, stop that. Live in the real world type of thing. And here you are using this term in a business context. And now it has a brand new phrasing or connotation, avatar. Although Avatar is a movie that people might think, oh, they're linked to the blue people. It's not the blue people. It's not the blue people. It's your ideal client people. So I'm hearing, you took me back a bit about imaginary friend. So it's really that person that you're saying is your ideal, because the imaginary friend as a child was the perfect best friend.
Yep.
Right. What you're doing, you're taking all the best attributes of your current clients, or if you're just starting out, those people that you want to work with. And a lot of it is saying who I don't want to work with. So you are going to create a person, male or female, exact age, not an age range, an exact age, what they do for a living. Do they commute? What their hobbies are? Do they have kids? Are they married? Are they single? Every detail you can think of about this person, you're going to create. And once you create that person, you get to know them. Yes, we know it's an imaginary person. We're not, we know that. But when you're talking about your messaging and your branding and things like that, you're always going back to this one person. What does this person want to hear? What does this person want to see? And that's how it all evolves. And that's from there you expand into a target market.
Right.
So what about the persons who are coming into you? That's not the ideal, but they are willing to pay you for the service. Do you ignore them? Because remember, you're just starting your business. You need the income. Do you turn away these people? What do? You
don't turn away anyone. And when you've created this avatar and everything that goes on after it. So, when you've created the avatar, and then you've created then you realize the pain points of the avatar. So if my ideal client is a 45-year-old divorced woman who's college educated, who has 2 teenage children, who makes $95,000 a year, and I start to develop this avatar, now I have a target market. Now I have an area of people that I want to attract. And the product that I am selling is high-end skincare and cosmetics. So high-end, it costs $150 an ounce, $200 an ounce, something very high-end. And let me equate that to the guys in the group. It's a very high-end bottle of Johnny Walker, whatever the color is, that costs $500 a bottle or something like that. So now I've covered the entire audience. Once you start to define that and you know what the pain point is, so the pain point of the avatar I just described, her pain point is she's divorced. She wants to stay young looking as long as possible. She doesn't have a lot of time. She's starting to show wrinkles. She has a high profile job that she needs to look good. She's competing against other people. So now a 20-year-old who has perfect skin, is still in college, doesn't have a lot of money, is not going to hear the message. So the answer to your question is yes. If someone comes to you and they need your product and they're not your ideal client, because your ideal client isn't one person. You use that one person as a sounding board for everything that you do. Okay. So yes, when somebody comes to you, don't turn them away unless, they absolutely don't need what you have. If you're a doctor who only fixes broken arms and they don't have any broken bones, turn them away. But other than that, they know what you're wanting to do is have your customers self-select.
Right. I tell my clients, I advise them, if you don't have one specific target audience, you may have 2 or 3. So you have a primary, you may have a secondary, you may have a tertiary. So that avatar, you can have an avatar for your ideal, then a second avatar for the middle tier, and then a third avatar for the third tier. What are your thoughts on that? I see you nodding, Catherine.
Yeah. Well, what that is, that's exactly what we teach. We don't call it different tiers of primary, secondary, tertiary, but you may have different product lines.
Right.
You may have different types of courses or something that you sell that are for different people. So if they are different products, different product lines, you would have an avatar for each one. Yeah, go ahead, Catherine.
I was going to say, and we're not saying get into different businesses.
No.
You have, so example, we're coaches. We have different courses for different levels of business owners. We have different courses for different things people want to learn in business. So we have a different avatar for that. Let me take it a step further. You may want to create an avatar for your vendors. So if you have a lot of vendors in your business, you want to create that ideal vendor. This way you're attracting vendors to you, and you have this, this scale by which to determine whether or not you want to work with this person. Now your life is easier. Now you're working with somebody whose values are the same as yours, whose perhaps whose ethics are the same as yours. Maybe you have an avatar for your circle of influence, the people that you refer business to, who refer business to you. So this concept of an avatar is tremendously important for anyone in business.
Yeah, and that's a good point. This is not for people, not necessarily for people that are just starting up. It is, and we work with people that have been in business 5, 10, 15 years that have not created that avatar, but have also not gotten over certain humps, certain goals that they wanted to create. So they've had some level of success, but since they never created that avatar, there was never a focus on where they should go, what their message should be, what their brand should look like. So there's a lot involved. This is not just for startups, and I want your audience to understand that. You know, you could be in business for a while, but just be in that spot where it's just status quo. Your sales have leveled out, maybe even dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's time to go back and look at the basics again.
I love that. And you know, we always have to go back to basics. It doesn't matter. And I mean, we are all entrepreneurs here on this discussion, and we know what it is to plateau, go up, down, nothing is coming in. And you're like, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board, back to the drawing board. I mean, if sports teams do it, we have to do it too. And sometimes you just need to take a bit of a hiatus, a step back or 10 steps back, and just say, you know, let's just look at it from a different angle. Let's see what we're not doing right. Let's, you know, the question I want to come at you with now, when you guys started your business, you're a couple, you're married, and you know, there may be some people that decide, I'm going to go it alone. I can't work with my wife. You know, and now you have to be in business together and you're creating an avatar. I want to know from you personally, your experience of being a couple, pushing your business and coming together and deciding on that avatar.
Well, for starters, for us being a couple in business, it was kind of a no-brainer. It's what we knew. Catherine's parents had a business together. My parents have a business together. So it's all that we knew. So for us, it wasn't, we didn't have to think about anything. It just, okay.
And the dynamics between you and her, it was easy because it was, I guess, part of the bloodline, part of what you're accustomed to. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And when you're deciding on an avatar, you know, your avatar isn't based on you necessarily. Your avatar is based on who you best serve. So, and it's also based on what is it that you sell. And here's a little tip for your listeners, and we'll get into this. You don't sell a widget. You don't sell coaching services. You don't sell a podcast. You don't sell a meal. If you're a restaurant, that's not what you sell.
Okay, that's a good point.
There is a pain point that you solve, and the resolution of the pain point for your clients, that's what you sell. You sell the answer to their needs. But getting back to our avatar, it's actually, it is actually not couples in business that is our avatar. It is instead women. Now that doesn't mean that we don't have male clients. We do. But it is women that we speak to. It is a woman in business that is our avatar because of certain factors. I'm a woman. Barry.
I noticed that about her.
Yeah.
Really, I never knew.
Yeah. Barry is safe. He is, and when you get to know him, he is very respectful. He is very happy all the time. He's a good guy. I don't say
I'm going to give her $1 after this.
Pay her for that. Pay her for that free advertising, Barry.
Exactly. I won't necessarily say that, I wouldn't marry him if he wasn't a good guy, because I made a mistake. Today is actually our 23rd anniversary.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
Congratulations. Nice.
Thank you. But, you know, going back to women and women in business, they don't want an aggressive male to be coaching them. They don't want, you know, somebody who's a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, you know, women, women are our avatar. You know, women are our target audience, and a woman is our avatar.
You know, you said something there. Sorry for cutting you, Catherine,
Sure.
but I don't want to lose the thought. Something happened there a while ago in that little moment that really raised something in my head. We are talking about business here, ideally, and about really carving out and creating your ideal high-paying client.
Yep.
And in that moment, what occurred to me in that little discussion when you were kind of teasing Barry a minute, I'm saying, hold on, in my mind. We as women, even as men, need to use that for relationships. Who is your ideal partner? High paying partner. Yes, and it is not just, you know, because we go into business mode and we think this is just for business. This is just for business, corporate, whatever. But a lot of the things that we do in business should translate and convert into, because it's relationships. Business is about relationships and having long-term marriage, loyalty type relationships with this particular individual. Why don't we use it for our personal lives and create an avatar of the man that we want or the woman that we want?
Exactly.
And you know what? That's a perfect example, because your avatar also evolves over time.
Yes.
As you're in business longer, as you realize who you prefer to work with and who you don't, your avatar evolves and you change, and it should be that way. And it's the same thing in relationships. I'll give you a great example. Catherine's perfect man was tall, blonde, flowing locks, and she got short, fat, and bald. So
Really?
the avatar evolved.
Where is it? Are you trying to say you had locks and you were tall?
No.
You know, and actually, I mean, let's get into relationships a little bit. You know, as men, as women, we say, you know, or, oh yeah, you know, we want somebody good looking, we want somebody this, we want somebody that. And we start to talk about the physical characteristics. But really, when it came down to it, you know, I need someone smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need someone with a sense of humor. You know, that this is who I play off with. And
Apparently
just,
looks weren't that important.
Looks were very important. Stop. And you know, and I'm sitting here, as you were saying that, Corey, and I'm sitting here thinking about friends of ours that never were with the right person, continue to attract the not right person. And you think about it, and you're absolutely right. They don't have an avatar. They just want someone, you know, they don't create, they don't go at it with a purposeful intention. And business, life, whatever it is, you need to go at it with a purposeful intention. What is my intention in having this conversation with you? What is my intention in creating the avatar? Everything that we do, what's my intention? What do I want the outcome to be?
And work and kind of reverse engineer, work backward. You know exactly what you want. You see the picture, you see the vision, and you work backward. I mean, I'm loving this conversation because it works in both ways. It's relationships. Business, Catherine and Barry, are about relationships, and people are not understanding that. And we compromise. We say, okay, we need the money. We get in the money, you know, anybody, whatever. And you accept it. And then you start attracting the same old, and you wonder why your business isn't going the way it should be. You're not sitting down to really identify, I want this ideal partner, woman or man in my life, or ideal client in my life. Or this is where I want to go with my business in the next 5 to 10 years. And in order to get there, this is what, you know, it's not, as you said, purposeful, mindful, intentional, driven, you know, and you keep that focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I wanna use the last few minutes, because we're rounding up now. I want you to kind of give me like three ways or 3 steps, let's call it that. Because I'm sure there are more steps to creating an avatar. People may be listening to us and will be listening to us, and they probably mightn't get, how do I get started? on creating this avatar, which is kind of synonymous to, I guess, if I were to say like a vision board. The vision board is something that most
Yes.
people might be familiar with. So kind of walk me through 3 steps quickly. If you were to do 1, 2, 3 to get somebody started, because the key thing is to just for them to take action. How do I take action after listening to Barry and Catherine right now to start creating who my ideal client is? I want to get people in that mind frame. So give me that 3 things, and then I'm going to switch to your website, show people whatever resources you have there, if you have any free resources, or how they can contact you to get further information.
Okay, so the first thing, that was a great segue, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because one of our free resources is a worksheet called Create My Ideal Client Profile.
While you talk about it, I'm going to bring it up. Give me the website. 1 second. Let me get a page.
Okay, go ahead.
Keep talking. You keep talking.
You want me to keep talking while you're typing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's the #1 resource. Go ahead, download it. It's absolutely free. We just want to make sure everybody understands what they're doing there. So once you create that,
it's the website is createmyavatar.com.
Okay, I hope I can spell.
AVATAR. createmyavatar.com. And so,
hold on. I got it. And let me do a quick share here.
Okay.
I want when you're talking about it that I can have it at the same time. So let me share the screen. Here we go. Yes. Go ahead now, Barry. Yes?
Okay, perfect. And it says it right there. Knowing your ideal client is the building block for the rest of your business. Your funnel stays full when you start with this one foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it says it right there, your marketing will be hyper-focused because you are now focusing on that one person. Your marketing message goes to that one person. Other people are going to hear it.
Yeah.
The people that are not going to hear it are the people that you don't want to work with anyway.
They don't need whatever it is that you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
And here are the 3 steps. Once you download this this worksheet, here are the 3 things we want you to do. #1 is we don't want you to do it all in one sitting. There's a number of questions there, and we don't want you to just sit down and do it. We want you to take 5 or 10 minutes a day for a week to do it. And the reason why is you start to think about this person, and now this person in your mind, begins to develop. So that's #1. #2, as you're doing this, think about what it is that you sell. Think about the pain that this person may be going through. And the pain may be as simple as, they want a really good meal if you're a restaurant, but what is the pain that they're going through? Start to think about their pain and then your product in relation to your pain. And then #3, finally, is to develop this person and use them. So create a person, create a real live person with a name and a personality and everything. So that from that moment forward, when you're about to write an email, stop and think to yourself, is this email going to attract or repel Mary, if that's your avatar? Is this ad going to attract or repel? Is what I'm saying, is how I'm dressed, is my logo, is any of this stuff going to attract or repel? So those are the 3 steps once you do this worksheet.
No, hold on there, Barry and Catherine. You're talking a wholesome approach. This is not a matter of putting up a page like something like this, and you know who your client is, and you say, boom, come at me. I have the right thing. I know your pain point. You're mentioning how you dress. You're mentioning how you speak. You're talking about me.
Yes.
It is not to just put forward something there to attract, yes, and you dangle the carrot or the cheese or whatever, and yeah, they smell it and they like it and they come. But I am still not fixed. I am still the old me. You're saying I need to still work on me. That's another dimension, Barry and Catherine.
It's the whole package.
Yep.
And that's what it comes down to. And it's not so much working on you. It's making sure that your ideal client is attracted to you. So you're going to attract the people that already are attracted to you as a person. but now you want to attract them in business. So
But that's the thing, Barry. Sorry to cut you. You're getting me excited here. Here's what is going through my mind. People are attracted to me for what reason? How do I discover what people are attracted to me about that makes me different from somebody else who may be offering the same business? Because that is the key. I mean, I did that kind of, let's call it study or research on myself years ago. And I started to, do the whole, avatar thing and looked at myself. I did a lot of introspection, and I still do, because we are all evolving. What it is about me that makes people want to come to me? My personality, the time I take to spend with them on a call, my responsiveness, most of all. I may not be offering anything different from somebody else in terms of product to product or service to service, but is that one thing or two things that make me stand out, that the other person clearly doesn't have? How would somebody be able to discover that within themselves?
You start to discover that, and that's a whole nother show. But
that's what I'm saying. That's a whole other dimension and a whole other show. So you know what that means, Barry and Catherine.
Absolutely.
You need to come back.
we need to come back, but very quickly, as you start to describe your avatar, oftentimes we start to describe our avatar, especially if this is the first time that you're doing this, as some really pie in the sky, crazy kind of impossible client. And then we start to look at ourselves and go, am I going to attract, do I want to change my personality this much? So in looking at the avatar, we begin to look at ourselves. What is it that I can offer this person that's different? And now you start to tweak. Well, wait a minute. This part of my personality, for me, for example, I'm a little loud. I'm overbearing, to be honest. I am. And that's just who I am.
A little?
So, don't even go there. So, so if someone is very, very shy and is very easily, offended, they're not going to choose me. And that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I love that. That's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Barry chose you, and that's great.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Tell me, this is a website specifically for getting this free resource.
Yes.
Correct.
We get over to your website now. I want to switch over there.
It's cohencoaching.com.
That's pretty simple.
Yes.
Could I spell?
Yes.
It's spelled correctly.
Thank you. All right. So cohencoaching.com. And there you guys are.
Look at that.
That's us.
All right. So what here can we feature as we close the show, so people can make an appointment? Yeah,
absolutely. That's what we suggest. That's the best way to get in touch with us. Make an appointment. Let's get on a call and let's see what's going on with your business and how we may best serve you.
Okay. And you have some self-study courses that, of course, it's self-explanatory. You can study it on your own time.
Yes.
Is there anything else? Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, we have several programs. We have, you just saw the pop-up when you went there. We have Client Attraction Mastery, which is all about what we've been discussing now. That starts actually tomorrow. Monday. So this is no longer an evergreen podcast, but we do run that several times a year. And we also have the follow-up to that course is Ultimate Follow-Up Blueprint, because once you have the clients attracted to you, how do you follow up with them?
Key.
And then of course, we have a variety of private coaching products and group coaching products as well.
Yep.
The key is follow up. You see that consistency? Jesus Christ. To keep following up, giving them value, and here with the social media, making sure that you keep giving them, to let them know, hey, I'm still around. We are still around. I'm still offering this. This can add to, and especially when you really get to know your clients and you know what the pain points are, and you know that what they are going through at a particular point in time, and you say, hey, I found this really great resource. You don't have to charge them for everything. You found something. No, you found something along the way. It may not even have to do with your business. I could find something on your website, and I could say, hey, these people, because I do it with all of my clients. I promote people. I say, listen, I saw something on Barry and Catherine's website, and I think it'll be great for you. And I
Great.
would send them, yes, I would send them the link, and I would say, hey, I sent somebody to you, check them out, so that you can look to see if their name came through. If they didn't, I introduce both of you. I think you guys can work together. That's what I do. So it's not a matter of me pushing my own agenda. It's so funny, you know, Barry and Catherine, that when you genuinely love people and you have a genuine heart and soul for helping another, you give, and it's not a matter of you making a buck off of somebody every time. You
Yep.
give, and it comes back to you 10, 100-fold.
That's it. Exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you have a lot of programs here, the self-study. Then I'm here and I see that on the down arrow, there are a number of programs here that you offer. And of course, besides the make an appointment, there's a contact us. I just want to switch here in case you want to get in touch. This keeps popping up because it's tomorrow, people. It's tomorrow. Okay, send them a message if you want to do this, because I know people normally just. All right, so we were at the contact us page here, so persons can contact you outside of the home page, I think it was, where they can make an appointment. I prefer making the appointment, like I was saying. Yes. Oh, here is this again, reminding you it's tomorrow.
Yes.
Reminding you it's tomorrow.
And it's tomorrow. Yes. And they're celebrating 23 lovely years together. Look at them. Do they look like they're married for 23? Oh my goodness. Yes. So people, I want you to reach out to Barry and Catherine Cohen and take advantage of them. They look like you could take advantage of. Yes.
People take advantage of us all the time.
All the time. Right? And to, of course, that page, I want you to tell me the page again. It's
createmyavatar.com.
createmyavatar.com. This in particular, I want persons to go to, put in their name, and you see, it doesn't even have an image of exactly who your avatar is because it's unknown until you put in your name and Barry and Catherine help you to, you know, discover who that is. I can tell you, look out for my name right now. I'm going to put it in after we close off this so that you can help me. The thing about, yeah, the thing about it is that, you know, even though you're in business for 5, 10, 15 years, you must always be in a mode of learning. You're never too old, too advanced. You haven't arrived. You're not there yet. You're never making enough money. Never feel that you're there. You're always open to learning. Just as how Barry said, you know, we evolve. And we're supposed to evolve. If you don't evolve, you become extinct. And I have no intention of becoming a dinosaur and being extinct. So,
nope.
And I think it's also important, don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't do it alone. You have to ask for help.
I love that. I love that. And that's a great way to end. Ask for help. And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with asking for help and saying you don't know. I think it's extremely powerful. Those words or phrases are very powerful. I don't know. Please help me. I need help. Extremely powerful words.
Yes.
That's right.
I need help. I don't know. Please help me. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah?
It is. It is.
Yes. Barry and Catherine, thank you so much for being on Between the Lines. This has been a pleasure, a pleasure, a pleasure. I learned so much. You know, in the time we have spent, we spoke about business. The business translate over to personal relationships. We come back. Oh my goodness, look at that.
That's right.
This is awesome. And we have another conversation to follow. Remember the other dimension, you know, to what we were discussing. I can't remember what that is right now, but we're going to review that recording we did. And you really need to come back on the show too.
We're happy to come back whenever you'd like to have us. It was such a pleasure to be here with you this beautiful day and, you know, to share with your listeners the first step in really exploding their business.
That's right. That's right. Barry, any final words? Don't let your wife have the final word.
Oh, I always let her have the final words. I'm a good husband.
Smart man. Smart man. Catherine, you need to find me one of those. That's for another show. That's for another show. We have to create an avatar for me to find one like Barry. Okay.
That's
There
right.
you go.
There you go. Yes, the ideal man. The ideal high-paying man. That's it.
No, that's a sugar daddy, completely different show.
Completely different.
Thank you so much, Barry and Catherine. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being on Between the Lines.
Thank you, Corinne.
Bye.